So Raj, Kootenay Silver has projects in established mining districts, several projects in fact. Can you tell me a little bit about why being in established districts is important?
Yeah, you're right, Peter. When we look at our projects, we look to where existing deposits are. So with La Cigarra, it's in the prolific Perel district, where there's been a number of mines, over 800 million ounces of silver have been produced in the last 500 years. Along the trend of where our deposit is, we have a 20 kilometers of a 40-kilometer trend, and there's two mines that have been in production since the 1500s, which is Santa Barbara and San Francisco de Oro, and they're still producing down to levels of 1,000 meters. So with Perel, it's a case of once you're in production, you're replacing those reserves. So it's a great place to be. And same goes with our Promontorio deposit, surrounded by likes of Agnico Eagle, Mulatos, within that vicinity, within 100 miles or so. Alamo Dorado is there as well. So definitely a good place to be.
And so I guess the fact that you're in established districts certainly makes it easier to operate, easier to explore, easier to work your way towards production.
Absolutely.
It's friendly. It's a friendly jurisdiction when it comes to mining.
Yeah, it is. And we like to go in and get to know the people, the surroundings. It's important to know the neighbors and generally speaking, most of our projects are on rancher land. So we have a good relationship with those individuals, and it helps to move forward.
No doubt. So Kootenay also has sizable resources. Can you detail those for us a little bit, and how that's progressed over the last, say, 5 years or so?
Yeah, sure. So we have two resource calculations: a global resource of 144 million ounces in the M&I category, which is silver equivalent, and 35.7 million in the inferred category. Promontorio was our first discovery back in 2007, actually. The resource was just in 2013, showed 92 million ounces of silver. Polymetallic, grades about 65 grams per ton. Definitely needs a slightly higher silver price. With La Cigarra, we acquired that in 2016, and it has 51 million ounces in the M&I category, grading about 86 grams per ton, and inferred about 11 million. So with La Cigarra, we've always felt that if we can nail down the domains, we can make that deposit tighter. So we feel that it's diluted over more tonnage than it should be. So we've been working on some internal work on domain structure to tighten up that resource. So we should have some results coming out on that in the near future.
Oh, so that's interesting. So there's a chance to upgrade the silver content potentially in that project.
Yeah, what we're seeing is that the grade should increase, but the tonnages should decrease because we feel it's diluted. But the number of ounces pretty much will stay the same. Hopefully, we'll see a little bump.
Excellent. I know that Columba is kind of where you see some exciting potential. Can you tell us a little bit about where that project is? And potentially what sort of resource we could be looking at down the line?
Yeah, absolutely. So Columba's in the Chihuahua state. It's along the same belt as Mag Silver's Cinco de Mayo CRD deposit in that CRD belt. It's a high-grade epithermal vein system. We acquired it about 2.5 years ago. We've drilled about 20,000 meters in 3 phases of drilling, and we have over 10 kilometers of veining on surface. Our drill results have basically proved out the historic nature of that deposit, which was mined in the early 1900s. So the grades, what we find is the grades are increasing as we go to depth. We're going to continue another aggressive phase of drilling next year and hopefully come out with a resource. Our viewpoint was always that it had the potential to be about 100 million ounce silver deposit. We feel it's likely to be bigger than that now. Everything that the anticipated results are showing exactly what we wanted to do. So we're looking forward to that.
So from what I remember, this is Columba, and so the veins that you see at surface tend to spread out in several directions, but as you go away from the center, they start to disappear. So
Exactly.
they tend to be further down from the surface.
Absolutely, and I'm not a geological person, but from my understanding and talking to Jim, basically there's a caldera there, and as we go up the hillside, the veins disappear under surface. The optimum elevation is about 1650, 1700. So when we were focusing on our drilling, once we get to that depth, that's where we're seeing the grades, and that's what our high grade zone is. So many veins that exist, which we can't see from surface. The east block was an indication of finding such a vein, where it was blind to surface. When we drilled down about 200 meters, we hit the vein when we thought we would.
Exciting.
And some really good grades coming through the system as well, over 2,000 grams, over 3 meters. So, definitely some longer ones, 333 grams over 30 meters. So the potential is there.
Absolutely. And so ultimately, that proves out to be a sizable, higher grade kind of resource then that could really expand the overall resources that Kootenay holds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a good addition. And right now is our main focus.
Excellent. Copalito is a high-grade silver and gold project. Can you tell us a little bit about the kinds of grades that you're hitting there?
Yeah, so Copalito is an interesting one. It's definitely not as advanced as Columba. We've drilled 2 phases of drilling, roughly about 9,000 meters in total. We still have results pending on our second phase. We're hitting grades that are given a good indication. We've had 10 meters of 339 grams per ton silver equivalent. Within that zone, there's also gold. We've encountered 7 grams over 0.2 meters, and also lead and zinc, so 13% lead zinc in that same hole over 0.2 meters as well. So it's definitely building up. With Coppolito, our drilling has been very shallow. So the next phase of drilling will be deeper. By shallow, I mean about 75 meters on average, looking to go deeper into the system to find where those ore shoots are coming. We believe, again, it has the potential to get up to 100 million ounces, and that's our focus. But it's going to need more work to get to that point to figure out where the shoots are coming from.
Well, you've given us a great overview of Kootenay. Is there something that we maybe haven't touched on that viewers might like to know about?
I think additionally, where we made a discovery on the Promontorio project, which was La Negra, and we're in the midst of putting a resource together for that as well. That was previously optioned by Pan American. It was a carry to production deal. We've got it back 100%. It's from surface, some great grades. 200 meters of 156 grams per ton, 3 meters of 2,000 grams per ton, I believe it is. So from surface, it's a fantastic little deposit. It's a case of putting it into production with a low capital cost because we don't think the ounces are going to be, huge.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that overview. Appreciate all of that, and look forward to more exciting news from Kootenay.
Thank you for your time there, Peter.